Right, so welcome to the presentation on macro and micronutrients. Right, so this is a really text-heavy slide show. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through it and you can pause the slide as you go, or you can download the macro and micronutrients book PDF that I've got for you, and you can read about these a little bit more in depth. But I'll cover the finer points of each slide just to make it easier to understand. So macronutrients. Every bit of food that you eat and drink um, is a macronutrient, which is your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. So protein, now pause this slide, you can read this slide, but essentially proteins in your lean meats, and you've got some veggie options as well. It's the building blocks of tissue. But pause the slide and read it if you want. So again, I'd like you to pause this slide so you can understand what proteins do, or you can download the PDF that I've put together for you. So this is one where I'm just going to hold on to it for a bit. So the sources of protein, you have two sources essentially. You have the animal sources and you also have plant-based protein. And your goal is to try and get a mixture of both of these in different sources to make sure you're getting the right amount of amino acids into your body to make up these proteins. So how many grams of protein do you need? Now this one's relatively important. So the reference is 0.36 grams of protein per pound of body weight, and that'll be really important when we get to the summary. So carbs are found in a wide variety of stuff. You've got fibrous and non-fibrous carbs. So you've got your bread, beans and milk, popcorn, potatoes and biscuits. And they're your carbohydrates, and they're your kind of non-fibrous type. And if you go through here, these are your main types. So sugars, starches and fiber. Pause it here again or download the book. Now, how many grams of carbs do I need? Your body needs 100 grams of non-fibrous carbohydrates a day to function, which is around 20 teaspoons of sugar. That's really important. So non-fibrous means not from fruit and veg. This is from rices and pastas. So I'll get to the bottom of this slide and I want you to have a look at that slide here, pause it and make sure you get the information from there, and again get it from the PDF. Right, I hope you've got all that information. Right, so there are three main types of carbs. The healthiest source are unprocessed, minimally processed whole grains, veg, fruit, beans, and then you've got unhealthier sources, white bread, pastries, fizzy drinks. So pause that slide, have a little bit of a read of it. So fats, what are fats? Let's just bring it all the way down so you can see everything on there, on the slide. So fats are really important, right? They help with absorption of vitamins and minerals. That's the basics of it. Now, just take a pause on that slide and read if you want to know a little bit more about it. So you've got healthy versus unhealthy, and most people know what they are. So have a look at the slide and again, read it, make sure you've got it and you understand it. And again, it will be in the PDF. So monounsaturated fat, helpful fat. And again, that's where you can find it. Then polyunsaturated fats, these are essentials. And these are essentially essentials because your body can't make them. And that's where you get them. So have a little pause on the slide. Nearly there. So this is polyunsaturated fats continued. You can also find it in the following things that are more vegetarian based. Right, so how many grams of fat do I need? Ideally, 30% of it comes from fat. So it's not the Slim and Well diet where they eliminate all fats or most of the fats. And like I said, it's really recommended that you have some. And if you read the other slides, you'll understand why. It helps the absorption of vitamin and minerals, helps the myelin sheath, which is the nerve endings to connect the muscles so you function better. So fats are really important. Micronutrients. So these are your vitamins and minerals. Right, so in summary, now we've done all the reading and all the science bit, let's get the slide to where I want it. Your body needs 100 grams of non-fibrous carbohydrates a day to function, which is about 20 teaspoons of sugar. Non-fibrous means oats, pastas, rices. To work out your daily recommended protein intake, use the sum 0.36 grams of protein per pound, which is 0.8 grams per kilo of body weight. And ideally 30% of your total calories from fat. Like we said in this brief, we're talking about the intricacies of proteins, fats, and carbs. If you look at the nutrition guide on the 12-week fat loss program, you'll see it's done in hand and portion sizes, and that's something I need you to look at. So it gives you an idea of how to work them into your food and into your diet. The 100 grams of non-fibrous carbs as well is when you've cooked them, because sometimes like rices and pastas, they inflate, and so do oats. So it's when it's cooked, that's the amount you need to get. So last but not least, post any questions on the group. Everybody will get an answer, and hopefully we can move forward.